Hello everybody, this is Drew. So in this video we're going to finish up the 172 scale Tamiya de Havilland Mosquito. And as you saw in the last video, I got all the major assembly done, and I'll show you what I had to do as far as any kind of filling. Just right along the wing root right here, just the tiniest of gaps, and it could have been too that I just didn't press it in far enough. But I just usually take a little bit of this Tamiya plastic putty, which I really like, and it's a water-based acrylic resin. And basically you just put a little bit on a toothpick or something and just smooth it in, and then you just take a wet swab over your finger and just smooth it on out, and it dries really hard, and job done. On the seams, there were no gaps. I did just take just a little bit of sanding along the seams just to get rid of the seam line, and it feels pretty smooth when I run my fingernail across it. These areas right here where the engine nacelle attaches to the wings, just a little bit of this gap there, so I just put some plastic putty in and just sanded these smooth, so get a nice smooth there. It actually looks like I might need to sand maybe just a little bit right there, but take care of that here. I decided I want to do the photo reconnaissance version. It's different. I don't see many built, and it's this scheme here, and it's all one color. I know that makes it kind of easy to paint, but it's this PRU blue. It's a really nice blue color. I just kind of like that. It's again, it's different. It'll look cool on my shelf. So with the photo reconnaissance version, you got some camera. You got a camera here. The lens will go over it. You also have lenses here. I actually went ahead. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I usually cover up my clear parts just using some white tack, some poster tack. I also got, if you're doing the reconnaissance version, you have a window right here, and you also have to cut out you have to cut out the fuselage here to add another window that goes on the inside. Okay, but you can see inside there. Let's see if I can get it a little bit closer, if we can get it to focus good. You can see inside. That looks cool. This has been a really fun kit. This goes together well. Had a little snafu, a couple snafus on the way, but I think I explained that in my last video. And these covers that go over the exhaust pipes, I would leave those off until you get the engine nacelles attached to the wings, just because it'll make it a little bit easier. Okay. Okay, so my next step is to get it, to mask it, to basically I stuff the cockpit and the front with some wet paper towel. Same thing with here, and the rear wheel well and the engine nacelles, and then I'll get some primer on and get it ready for painting. And also clean it. I'll also wipe it down with my alcohol window cleaner mix. So just to get it ready for primer. All right, be right back. Okay, I've got it all cleaned up and everything, all the areas stuffed with wet paper towels. For the primer, I'm going to use a mix of Badger Steiner Res white and gray. I'm getting really low on my gray, and also kind of wanted a lighter color because I'm going to use a blue on it. So I just kind of mixed maybe about half and half in the cup, and just kind of give it a good stir. Okay, so I've got everything taken care of as far as sanding goes, and I'm about ready to put the base color on. So for the base color, I'm going to use Model Air. This is UK PRU blue, and since I'm going to do the photo reconnaissance marking, this is what these were painted in. It's like azure blue or PRU blue, and so I'm going to give this a good shake and get the airbrush ready, and we'll get going. Okay, here I'm doing some post shading, and I'm just adding a little bit of white to the base color and lighten it up, and you can do some highlights and make a little bit of a streaking effect, but it just kind of breaks up the monotone of the base color. So the decals on the kit weren't very good. They were pretty thick, and I did get a little bit of silvering on the decals up by the nose, the ones right outside the cockpit. So I would suggest maybe getting some aftermarket decals for this kit. Otherwise, they look okay, but they could be a lot better. So here I took out my pastel chalks and started making some smoke stains, just using some black and brown chalk. Alright, so I got the props on and the antennas on and the glass, so I'm going to call it done. Overall, it's been a fun build. You can see this is again the markings for a photo reconnaissance mosquito, and oops, you can see on the bottom places where they had cameras, and camera here, oops, camera here, some areas up here where they had cameras and observation points. So overall, I really enjoyed the kit. It was pretty fun. The decals, they're not very good. They were pretty thick, and I did get a little bit of some silvering on these up here. So anyway, if I do it again, I'll probably get some aftermarket decals, just because these didn't perform that well. Got the landing lights on. There we go. It's kind of hard to see down inside the cockpit, but oops. The landing gear was really nice. Tamiya does a really nice job of just providing, locator pins and even for the smallest parts, so it all goes together really well. Let's see that a little bit. I'd like to get you know, kind of make a base with some grass on it. So I just need to make a trip to the hobby shop sometime and maybe pick up some stuff. But just put it on a display base. I think that would look kind of cool, especially if you weather it and add it, make it kind of grimy. But there she is. All right, guys. I'm going to maybe have some still pictures up, but I appreciate everybody watching and tuning into my videos. If you like to catch up some of my other builds, I'll post a few here coming up on your screen. And everybody take care. It's Christmas week, so Merry Christmas to everybody, and we'll see you on the next build. Take care. Bye-bye.